What's going on, YouTube? It's Don Jizzle once again, November 8th. Just wanted to give you my thoughts. I said I was going to come back and do another one on the Anunnaki, Planet X, and that whole business. I'll give you my takes and my thoughts on it. Basically, what I've researched and done on it, I studied Sitchin stuff, read his book, Zachariah Sitchin. He's dead now. And you can look his stuff up. I read the book of Enoch, Book of Jubilees. Like I said, I'm a Christian, or not a Christian. I don't want to say I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe he had a son named Yeshua or Jesus, and you can take it from there. So I read the Bible. I feel as though I'm pretty versed on the Bible. I read the Quran. I read them all. Buddha and Scientology. I read all. All right. So all religions basically have something to do with God. They're all going back to the supreme creator, God, God. Even the Anunnaki, even these Anunnaki, and I believe there's different type of species of Anunnaki. Just like we got Chinese, black, white, and the whole nine. I believe there's different type of Anunnaki species. I do. So in other words, I do believe in aliens or beings that are not from Earth, should I say. So my whole take on the Anunnaki thing, Sora Sitchin says, he says they got the Planet X, or Nibiru, has a 36-year elliptical orbit around the sun, or around that comes around us every 3,600 years or so. Could be Planet Ison or Comet Ison. I don't know. Because we ain't getting enough information to decipher that code. But as far as the stuff that Sitchin said and shown, this stuff is written in stone. There's nothing, you cannot argue it. They got rocks that are so heavy we can't even lift it today. This is nothing new under the sun. If you look back on these jokers, they got the beards. And they got watches on. You know what I'm saying? They got watches on. Look at it for yourself. They got watches. So their machines, you can't even fit paper in to build the structures they already built. You can't even fit a piece of paper or a razor blade between it. So how can you explain that? That goes back to the pyramids and all that. They wasn't dragging all these big ass rocks for hundreds of miles on some rolling stones or rolling pieces of wood like a conveyor. That's bullshit. All right. I'm sure they did a whole lot of, messed up things with slavery, but, the Hebrews or whoever was a slave back then, but it's a feat that it would take too long to do it, in my opinion. Anyway, going back to the Anunnaki. The story goes like this. Basically, there was a god named Anu. He wasn't the god at the time, but he was the rightful owner. He was the rightful heir to the throne of Nibiru. And when they would look around for planets that had gold, basically, I'll get to that. Anu, there was another king, I can't call his name, but he was the king at the time. But he wasn't the heir to the throne. Young Anu, like Anubis, Anu, A-N-U, he wanted his claim to the throne. So he stepped to the king, and basically he was like, well, look, if you take the throne now, it's going to cause too much upheaval, and, it ain't going to be good for our people. So Anu, he was with that, and he let the other guy reign, but he let the people know that he was the rightful king. That's how it went down for a while. So Anu came back. Sometime I'm just gonna give you my the ghetto way. Anu came back to challenge the throne. They wrestled. Anu whipped the other king's ass, and he took the throne. The other king got exiled off of the planet. Who the hell knows where he went? He probably was dipping from planet to planet. Whatever. So some time goes on, and you got Enki and Enlil. Now, these can be classified as God and Satan. Enki was the older brother. He was a scientist. Enlil was more of like the ruffian marine, commander. So when they all came to Earth looking for gold. They set up way stations or little stations in Mars, Venus, Jupiter, probably all of them, the moon, anything that was inhabitable. They had smooth skin. When they came to Earth, when they came by Earth, they were working. It was like 300 of them. They descended. And this is all like Bible. Like the Bible is just a synopsis, a quick flash of what really went down. They came to Earth. They had their team. Inky was the science officer. You know what I'm saying? Like the scientist. So, just the way we do, what's it called? DNA and stem cells and all that crossing and breeding and stuff like that. That's what they did. They had the hominid, which was kind of monkey. They didn't have the voice to talk, and they were kind of like monkeys. They can do some stuff, but they ain't following. They're like all ignorant, so they ain't really following what they need to do. Now they experimented. That's where you get like all these different gods, like mermen and the horseman and the goat. Half goat, half man, half goat, and half bull, half horse, and all this stuff, because they was messing around with the DNA trying to get some workers, because basically they was bitching about working and they got tired of working harvesting the gold. So they wanted to make a species that could harvest the gold for them. All right, and get deeper. I'm probably gonna miss some stuff, but I'm trying to make this pretty quick. So when they came to Earth, it was going, Enlil, he used to go back and forth to Mars to make sure. They used to harvest the gold from here, take it to Mars, and get it prepared for when Nibiru came back. Now, Nibiru has, like I said, that 3600 elliptical, so they live longer. So 1 year to them is 3600 years to us. So that's why they seem like gods. And if you can't explain it, what you gonna call them, basically? So anyway, what they did was in Africa, that it is true, like the creation and stuff like that. All creation comes from Africa or man, whatever, because it all went down in Africa. So basically, what they did was he was messing around, and then they couldn't get the formula right. Basically, it was either too strong, too big, too arrogant, or just whatever. It wasn't working. Finally, what they said was they were going to make an Inky took his sperm and put it in the hominid, took his sperm and her egg, the hominid egg, and put it into one of their Ishtar, which was his half sister, half sister, put the egg inside of her, and then they had the first kid. It said it had curly hair, it wasn't all hairy inside, and have smooth skin. That was Adam, basically. Then you get the 7 daughters of Eve, and they got 7 more nurses or scientists, and they put them in them, and that's where you probably get the Chinese, black, white, the 7 races of the 7 type of races that are on Earth that create everything else on Earth. There's 7 of us, because blacks don't look like Chinese don't look like white. You know what I mean? So there you have it as far as that concerned. Now the beef that went down was when they found out that Inky was messing with, tampering with it. They was like, that's not right. It was just like if we was to make a half pig, which we're doing now, having pigs grow human organs and stuff like that. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? What is that? That's crossbreeding. We doing that shit already. It might not be telling you, but we're doing it. Look it up. Prophecy Watch is one website that he could break it down for you. He's just reading. Anyway, when they did that, that crossbreeding stuff, they were like, they went against like the law or whatever. So basically what they said was, they was like, God gave us the knowledge to do these things. And he was like, all right, basically he said, all right. So they're admitting that there is a God. Like, Not that they're a God, but a God that created them, gave them the knowledge, so that, you know, the one true God. So they let that slide, and they made the man, which was Enki's son. Basically, it was their son, Enki's son, and she was the, you know, the what do they call it when the woman carries the baby for somebody else? You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, they had that son, and Enki started teaching. They was like, all right, it's cool, you could do it, but he started teaching his kid, like, you know what I mean? It is his kid. He started teaching him shit. And then Neil, the little brother, but he was the boss though, he got pissed off because he came back. He seen these niggas dressed and partying. Like, he came back to over the earth. Like, what the hell is going on? I told you, these cats are, you know, they just here to work. I don't give a damn about them. They just to work. That's where you get work from, and gold standard, and all these things from. Consequently, that's where you get kings from, and Queen Elizabeth and all them feel as though they don't got to work because they feel as though that they would basically. Oh man, I got to get all the way into this. But basically, when the flood came and Noah, they knew it was coming because they knew their planet caused shit to happen on Earth just with the sun and everything else. So they knew it was coming, so they bounced out. And that's where the Noah thing come from. They left Noah. He taught his son. That was his son, Noah, his grandson or whatever. He taught him. He was like, look, man, it's going down. They don't want me to help you. I'm going to help you, though. Taught him how to build a boat. Built the boat. And they laughed. When they came back, Enki was pissed off. Neil was pissed off again. Like, yo, how they survived this flood? The whole world was flooded. And then that's where the wars was coming from. They was beefing over basically his half son and his creation. You know what I'm saying? They was beefing over all that. I think I done stepped off somewhere, but you know, so that was the whole thing. Now the 300 angels, like if you read the Bible, it says angels came down and had the Nephilim and had sex with the women. They found them comely or fair, and they found them to look good. The angels, because when they were working on Mars, they thought they was missing out on fun. So I guess they basically jumped into a ship, came over here, and took themselves wives. You know what I'm saying? Now, who knows how big this type of breed of alien was, or race or whatever. It was the same Anunnaki. Who knows what kind of breed they was. I think they was kind of reptilian too. If you look at it, they look like some kind of half lizard reptilian type thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they came and they said it went to women. Basically, they had sex with them, had kids with them. And the babies were so big, they was killing the women, basically. You know what I'm saying? 3,000 L's in the Bible, it says a giant was 3,000 L's. An L, they used to measure cloth from your elbow to your wrist. Most people's elbow to the wrist is around the same length. That's how they used to do measurements. 3,000 of them connected was how big a giant was. Can you feel me? Now go in there and go on the internet and look up giant bones. You see these people harvesting giants and shit like that. Or, you know, doing unearthing bones, and they're seeing all these big old giants. That shit is real. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much my take on it. Let me know if I'm missing something, or I need to go back and recant something, or to straighten something out. But that's pretty much my view on it. So basically, this Comet ison, the way that ties in is that people are thinking that's Planet X, because nobody's getting a clear image of it. Nobody's getting a real clear picture of it like they can be. And they just, you know, giving us the bullshit, the scraps, you know what I'm saying, covering it up and masking it. And you know, they feel as though we're the dum-dums, you know what I'm saying? So, but with this technology, we get to talk about it and try to put it all together. So we, you know, at least if we can't stop shit that's coming, but at least you'll be in the know. Like I said, ignorance is bliss. You don't have to know if you don't want to. Turn this shit off and, you know, take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Live your little life and think that nothing is happening, and President and Obama's doing the right thing, and and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't no better than, they all related. They're all in the bloodline. The queen run the whole. She has the most land in the whole world. She's the landowner of the world, basically. You know what I'm saying? She has most property in the whole world. So excuse my stuttering. I gotta go. I'm trying to get this shit out so I can keep my word. So I was gonna post something. But that's basically how it went down. You know what I'm saying? Like, they came, you know what I mean? It was all about gold. And you could read the story. You could look online. It's called the Book of Enki, or you could watch, the Book of Enki. Type up Sitchin, Zechariah Sitchin, look his stuff up. And there's, eat the meat. There's a whole bunch of people, the stuff mixed up in it. Some say it's bullshit, some say not. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm keeping it real and truthful with you. I read the Bible, and the Bible is just like a trailer to a movie. But when you get into this, it gets all the way into it. The book of Adam, even when the devil came and tempted Eve, that was Enki, you know what I'm saying, teaching his kid about the right and wrong. They're saying Enki is the devil. But when Enil, the younger brother, came and said, he's the one that said, nah, don't talk to them no more, because they devilish and serpents, and they teaching you all this stuff you ain't supposed to know. You just supposed to go in their minds, work, and that's it. So when Enki was teaching his child, which makes sense, like, yo, this is the real truth, blah, 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 which the devil, you know what I'm saying? He called him the devil, basically, for teaching him that stuff. And, if somebody was teaching your kids some stuff that you ain't want to know, you'll call them a damn devil too. You know what I'm saying? Or teaching your workers, you know what I mean? You're teaching your workers how to do computers, and they supposed to be out there shoveling dirt. You be like, look, you ain't supposed to be playing on the computers when you're supposed to shovel dirt. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know. Like it. Don't like it. Subscribe. Don't subscribe. Just give you my opinion. I know I stuttered a lot in this one. I'll try to make the next one better. Holla back. Holla black.